Good morning. How's all? It's Robert. Happy Friday, maybe. I think it's a option X day, so be aware. I should be broadcasting the sound anyway through both the Discord room, which is on the left called Stock Voice Chat. You just have to go in there and enable your speaker, or you can get the audio from the screen share. If you hover over the image, you'll see a little speaker icon there. Make sure it's on or off. You can also adjust the volume with it. You can also increase the resolution, which I find helpful. I think that's under the little gear on the YouTube video. Hey, John, good morning. Nobody's saying good morning today. I think a lot of people are taking a day off, actually. Hey, Tom, good morning. Let's see what we got here. The orange chart in the projection is my daily. And right now the gray is an hourly, although that I will drop down to my entry time frame um, once the market gets open. So 4 days ago, the SPY made the pivot, decided not to go lower, held the 200 MA area on the daily chart, and then popped up. And we've sat there now for 3 days going nowhere. And today we are gapping up over yesterday's high, but you can see that Tuesday's high is really the prize here to get going higher. And we're really nowhere close to that. Now, all that said, bullish. You know, we're bullish. We pulled back again, sitting on the rising 20 MA. Got it back? Okay. It should be there. I think it's slightly different in the voice chat room versus the YouTube. The main difference on the voice chat is others can kick in, you know, and interrupt me, which is sometimes welcome. And well, at least Evan and RM can. If you want to be permissioned for that, let me know, and I'll do that. For some reason, the permissions seem to fall off at night, so I'm trying to figure that out. Oh, lost it when you jumped to Stockwatch? Oh. Well, oh, because you probably popped out of the voice chat if you did that. Hey, Parman, good morning. I think you have to actually be in the voice chat to hear it. All right, so bullish, but I'm not saying we're going anywhere. I mean, this is a range. We've been in it. You can see it on the hourly chart here. You know, the bottom of the range is about 309. The top of the range is about 315. You know, we're closer to the bottom right here, but we are gapping right into the middle of the range, about 313.50. So this is very tough going for direction plays, and we've seen that the last couple of days. Now, what generally happens in a situation like this is at some point we break out of the range. Um, But will that be today on an option X day? Hard to say, but I'd say less likely than next week when it would be more likely. So anyway, I don't have a lot of expectation for movement today. Kind of like yesterday, didn't have much either. Um, and unless there's a stock all by itself on its own, you just gotta go with the market and buy the lows, short the highs is really the only way to do this that I know. And that's not my normal operating method. Q's gapping up a dollar also. Now Q's a little bit stronger. They're very close to the Wednesday high anyway, which was higher than the Tuesday high. And then we've got the all-time high a couple of dollars higher. So I've often found on option X days we break the range for a moment lower only to go all the way the other way and break it higher. Um, so that might be a play I'll try today. You know, if we break down lower and then immediately start pushing back, might be a nice long entry. A little harder to do an entry through the highs because the bigger picture is bullish. So shorting a high in a bullish market can often leave you less than satisfied. All right, that's my take. I have no bias. It's a sideways bias. Um, and I'm gonna go through the list. I had a couple that I scanned for, and then I just added RM's list and John's list pretty much. So let's go through it. Apple, basically the market, slightly stronger maybe. Apple is gapping. Well, it was. It's hard to say if it will, but maybe just over the highs. So if we do rally off the open, Apple could be a choice way to do that. But it likely only goes if the Qs go. AMC, I think announced they're gonna open the movies before they go out of business. And that's a decent gap. You know, that's a daily buy setup that triggered, retested 50% and now re-triggering again. So I kind of like this one at least up to $7. And then there is Boeing. Boeing's basically been moving with the market, just a little more extreme. It's actually, yeah, it's capping up $4, but no new high. Didn't quite make it back to the rising 20. I mean, Boeing's bullish, but I'm not gonna play it early. Baidu, we're looking at yesterday. That's a decent daily buy setup. I mean, it's way up there above the 20 MA. So these work better at the 20 MA than they do $12 higher, but a daily buy nonetheless. And bullish this morning, gapping up a couple of dollars, re-triggering. So I like Baidu again if we're going to be higher. CNK is another movie theater, I think. The AMC's better though. No new high on this one. And then Cohen looks a little wild for me. It did do 5 million, 6 million shares a few days ago, but it's normally 20,000 share stock. Now it's done 1,000,004 this morning, so there's something going on here. Um, but I'm gonna skip that for the open anyway. Maybe a nice 15-minute buy setup on that. And then JBL. JBL is earnings, and not bad, gapping right over the 200 MA, has room, to that prior high, and then maybe more, 35.70. So JBL's probably the best one so far. Hey, Risman, good morning. Tom has ADC, AMC. Oh, AMC 688. Yeah, yeah, I agree there. Yeah, AMC right into that 200 enemy. If it can get through that, then it can also get to 735. But that would be the 688's first area to look at. And then KMX to, well, KMX getting a decent breakout here. The issue here is 103, but $3 is $3. Right now it's not too bad of a spread. So KMX to 103 is an idea. This is earnings also. So three decent longs here, the JBL, the KMX, and the AMC. And then MPC, which I think is coal, isn't it? I'm actually not sure if it's oil or coal, but that's a pretty good gap too. It looks a lot like the AMC gap actually. Room to the prior high at 44 and then the 200 MA up at 48. Don't know if there's a catalyst there though. And Microsoft, I think the all-time highs. Yeah, Microsoft to all-time highs. Oil's all up, yeah. I noticed some of them. Gold's up too, it seems. Actually, just about everything is up when it comes down to it. But yeah, the more beaten up, the more it seems up. This NIU, this is maybe novice. This is 4 days launch, new breakout 4 days ago from the 20 MA, big bar on pretty good volume yesterday, and now a $2.50 gap. Uh, it is available to short, so I'm going to watch it. The hourly's not the best for fading something like this because it went sideways for a lot of yesterday. They're better if the hourly looks like the daily and it's just a big launch. But depending on the entry, it's got about a $2.30 target. So I'm going to watch NIU for a fade. And then NVAX, not as good as a fade. This is more bullish, even though it's still 4 days up. It's breaking to new highs on this gap up. So I like pullbacks on NVAX. Again, I don't know if there's a catalyst. And Oxy's another oil, I think. And just barely making a new high on the hourly. The daily, though, 2095, that would be the breakout point for OXY. So I'm going to leave that off the first round. Alta. Alta's got a prior day's bar off a support area, somewhat of a support area. I'm going to leave that off, but Alta could be a long today, or a short if it goes through that prior low. And then this one really bounces around, this U1. I mean, I'm sure fortunes are getting made and lost on this thing. Almost at the prior high, but over yesterday's high. So this looks primed to go higher. I don't like the spread, but again, a good 15-minute buy setup or something on this U1 could be something. Certainly has been. And then ZI to 47. So over yesterday's green. Pretty new issue. But breaking the hourly sell setup is what's interesting about this. The hourly sell setup at a declining 20, sat there for a week and now breaking higher. Spot 2. Yeah, still going. Wow. I'll watch it again. This thing got the $20 move yesterday. Just kicking myself over this. I'm just not going to do that anymore on these bigger ones. Just going to try and give it the room. Tighten it up later. All right, and then not much down. If you got anything weak, please throw it out. Would like some some weakness stocks. SPWI, they must have changed the name of again. Back to the old name or something. This is more of a long too. This is just gapping down on earnings. Uh, right to demand. I'll watch it because it's earnings, but there's not much other reason. It's been pretty strong. And then work. Work is gapping under a green bar, but still way above the 20 MA. So it's a really tough short. Hey, Oscar. Good morning. Giving a sell rating? Well, I'll put it on a list. Let's see if it can downtrend. I mean, it does have a little room, but it's right in front of the 20 MA right now, so it's got to do something bearish and then still have room to get it to 32 with a target. At least that's how I'm looking at it. Yeah, I got to do that, RM. I knew it could move 20 bucks. I said it. I thought I took a tight little entry, and I did, and it almost worked, but I only got ripped out by 54 cents. and missed a $20 move over it. So, I mean, I might not have gotten all of the move, but I certainly would have gotten the first 10 and then held some. Can still do the tight entries on the cheap little things, but those bigger things, I'm just gonna lay off it. All right, so no other shorts that I see. So my best short is that NIU thing. And Tom's got Snap. Yeah, Snap looks good too. Breakout would be over. Oh, it's already breaking out. I'll put that on the list. All right, so my top watches here are the two earning longs, the JBL and the KMX, and then the NIU possibly is a short. Popping into the open. Yeah, just got a little breakout. And then after a while, I'm gonna like Snap, maybe Spot, and really any of these other ones. Baidu, AMC. All right, ready. Gonna make my gray chart a 1 minute. There we go. NIU bullish for now. KMX not open yet. JBL gonna let it pull back if it wants to. It gapped a little bigger than I originally looked. About a 20-cent spread on this MIU, which is NIU, which is more than I'd like for a $17 stock. Sure would be 91 by 30, but then it's got a big spread on top of that. Here it is. I didn't go for it. It's just too spready. When the spread's big as the stop, I'd lay off. But it looks good. That said, work got the breakdown, John pointing out. JBL falling. Okay, KMX now open, but trading with a huge spread. Microsoft about to go higher. Oh, there's a long if you want. Right into $200 though. Hey, TJ, you made it. Good. I'm not sure if I emailed you or not. I'm not sure I even have it. But glad you found it. Cohen halted. Hi, Jake. Yeah, I'm not surprised. That Cohen doesn't look that stable. All right, Apple's higher, but I'm not ready to take a direction play yet. Yeah, NIU ripped right back around. John likes work under 32.46. Yeah, looks good. Wish it were under that daily candle though. But it does have 3/5 of the gap. It's not pulling back. Spot doing the initial buy setup. This were the first day, it would be pretty good. Okay, NIU pops higher. Microsoft tested the VWAP and held. Pretty good long. KMX really fading. And I kind of like JBL. Now, it didn't make the new high. It may have in the pre-market. There's a big topping tail up there that, with a 10,000 volume, so it probably did. I could do JBL over 34.84 with a low a day stop, 34.20. This is earnings, and it only has to about $1.50, but with a 50-cent stop, it's 3R. It's holding the VWAP, holding the low a day, bullish gap, earnings. So 34.84 by 34.20 plus about a 15-cent spread on JBL if it triggers. That's a call as long as it holds. That's not holding, so never mind. It's canceled already. Wow, Snap really faded quick. Sorry, John. Looks like work went higher. Spot sure worked. They drive you crazy. All right, I'll try changing it. But only because they're terrible. Not the second, though. Want to play. Okay, Q's testing low a day. Don't have direction yet. Apple, If we go higher, Apple 355.91 by 354.90 is not bad. Just Q's have to hold that low a day, which who knows at this point. I do like Apple long though. I do. No risk reward at high a day, but nothing says it's got to stop there. There's Apple long. Okay, I'm in some Apple long with a stop at 354.90. Still in, Barman? Yeah, you're a holder. Like I said, there's no risk reward at high a day, 326, 356.23, but we should, there's really nothing there. It was just that prior high in the, yeah, there we go. Now we're new highs. All right, I'm going to look at dollars for targets. So 357 would be the first place I'd look to get a little target. If you're scalping, you just got a target. You pop the new high by 30 cents. Right, you get a nice gap today. All right, Stop is 354.90 for now. And like I say, I'm just gonna take targets at whole numbers. Uh, SPY though starting to fall down. Q's got right up to the high and stopped. I mean, stopped going higher. It might affect the Apple. Right, if Q's go through low a day, I'm going to close Apple regardless of where it is. That's my Apple stop at the moment. But each to his own there. Yeah, right, which means it should be able to hold it up. And if it can't hold the Q's up, I would rather exit. Little double top on work, but above the VWAP. Yeah, Q's are at that all-time high, I think, or very close. Snap did the sell setup. BILI. That's still way bullish too. All right. Another buy setup on spot. Yet another long here. I've been passing them since that first one yesterday, but if you play these, there's a buy setup. And NIU starting to show a little weakness. SPY is through the low a day and Qs are at the high. So more confusion. Apple hanging on to the 8MA at the moment. JBL holding where it needs to hold to be a long still. It's not a long right now, but all right. Q's not able to pop higher. I'm gonna go break even on Apple, and I'm out right now. I'll try it again if it sets up, but I don't like the SPY downtrending here. Can go back in 37 by 72 if you want. I'm going to wait a little bit though. I'd feel better if it were into the VWAP. Yeah, I'm not saying it's not, Evan. I just like it when both markets are going together. And I've got a re-entry in Apple. I got two re-entries. I got a buy setup on the VWAP, or I have a break over 356.37. I can do either, but I don't want to sit here and hold it for a possible failure. Microsoft in a good buy point. Okay, Q's breaking higher, so I'm going to go back into Apple over any prior bars high. Going to keep the stop down near the VWAP. Over 13, I'll be back in Apple. And the other alternative is Microsoft, which might be better right now. Holding the VWAP 3 times on Microsoft. My volume? On where? In the room, I don't know. In YouTube, yes. In the room, I'm not sure. Okay, no retrigger on Apple yet. Qs are higher. By the way, Evan, 5.4% Apple in the SPY. It's a lot larger in the Qs, but it is represented. I looked it up. Roku. Yeah, Roku higher. I'll check my volume in a bit, but I'm trying to get some trades going. AMC's a short right here. Not the one I predict. Well, it's not bad. Downtrend intraday. It's fading. It's just more than halfway to the big target. But I'm not doing it. But AMC right here is not a bad short. And NIU is not fading. KMX all the way. KMX a total failure. Huh, I do higher. That's got some strength. Here's AMC coming down. Still okay re-entering Apple. And SPY held lows, now back to middle of the range. All right. Yeah, my output volume on the input device is up all the way. Is that what you're asking? We'll turn the audio talker down. I have no idea. I haven't used the audio talker yet. MCP looking higher. And JPL can't find any strength after that reasonably nice gap. And All right, just waiting here. AMC short's the best play I see, and I don't particularly like it. It does have some room though. Stop would be 603. There was already an entry under 98, and there's another one under 92. 92 by '03. There. No, I don't have it. Yeah, I just tried to short some AMC. If you got it and did it, it's got a good trigger. Target would be like 73.4. Just keep in mind, option expiration days are often about fake outs. My only issue with the AMC was I don't like it when most of the target is already taken up. And the target's like 570, but the setup was very good. Okay, spine out through the low a day, Q's at the low a day, and Apple was a good exit now for me. No re-entry, and I'm taking it off for now. It's still bullish, but the market isn't so bullish right now. NIU is bullish. No, no longer a fade, this one. I mean, it's a long. SWI under 1851. Yeah, rally right into resistance. Spot holding the VWAP nice. And so is Snap at the moment. Roku higher. That's been the strongest thing today. Just steady buying. Putting that on a chart. Now, Cohen looking like a long. I'm afraid of this, but it can climb through the VWAP and that prior high. And BILI looks like a long. So does Baidu. And AMC might want to lock it break even if tried it. I'd be in it, but I just didn't have it. I didn't realize that. All right, Q's holding low a day. SPY not. And I don't see a thing to do. Except for slightly crazy stuff like buying NIU. Snap, nice breakout. Okay, so pullback on Snap would be okay. Yeah, NIU, right. That is the long. Well, for you, maybe. I don't see tons of plays. Oh, BIB? Is it back to it? Not watching it today, but I'll put it on the list. Yeah, I don't know what to do with that, though. I guess it's a 15-minute sell. Facebook? Yeah, it could be long Facebook. I mean, it could be long anything in the queues right now. Just holding on to the low a day. Yeah, Apple too. Likely going to bounce here. But I'm not seeing my preferred play. BYND. Yeah. Yeah, there's the hourly kicking in. Yeah, just got to the target on that hourly buy. Took it 2 days. BYSI? What is that? Beyond Spring. Well, it is summer tomorrow, so they're right. Okay, pullbacks on Roku are pretty interesting. Snap, the most interesting to me, on a pullback in this 220 area. If we get a buy setup, it's only a 1 minute. I'm going to go to 2 minute chart. Yeah, if we get a 2 minute buy setup here, I could definitely see snap long. This is a beautiful hourly breakout. Okay. I'm gonna do snap if we get a buy setup. I want a couple of red bars and then a break of prior bars high. Yeah, the base breakout is just great. The daily's not as good, but all right, I'm going in a little snap right here. I'm gonna stop it though down at 2216. You could stop it at 27, but I'm gonna use the 16. So in some snap long, and first little target would be high a day. It is all-time highs, so it could maybe see more if it can get going. And another possibility would be Roku on a buy setup. Incorrect error? What are you saying? 2357. Weekly. Oh, we've been up here before? I thought it was all time, but maybe not. Oh, yeah, I see. There is, yeah, it was up here in 2017. Yeah, 2357, Sam? Yeah, yeah, agree. All right, well, that'd make a great target, so see if we can get there. You doing it, Evan? Wow, Facebook, nice. RM put that out here. I didn't really like it. Nice call. I just didn't want to do a market play. I mean, yeah, I like the entry. I do, I do. I can't say didn't like the entry. I just didn't want to try a market play. To me, it's a market play. I know. That's why I love your calls when I'm looking for a market play. Hey, it's market play guy. I can hear you. Roku here too. If you like Roku, I like the entry. Thanks, RM. I like JBL too. It's not quite through the VWAP, but an earnings gap faded but never broke support. Now on the 15-minute buy. Next entry, I'm interested in JBL. Snap, you could take high a day, some profit. I'm just gonna let it go though. I'd like more than that. It's coming up on high a day. Hey, Evan, are you talking too? Because you're really faint, if that's you. I can't. Oh, not you. Okay. It must be RM's. Huh? What's that? I think it was your voice text thing in the background that I must have heard. But Evan, I think, is okay to talk if he wants to. So I was just right there, 236.91. Oh wait, 5 minute bar. Thanks. That's what I thought. I love the entry, but I thought it could get through. The ILI keeps crushing it. I think Tom M is into this. All right, so I'm hanging with Snap. I'm basically stopped just below the VWAP. I want to give it the VWAP. In fact, it could be an add at the VWAP. We didn't get through the high a day though. We got right to it, so there is something there. But what's got me so interested in Snap today is the hourly chart, and you can see the hourly came up, went dead sideways for 2 days, and today we get the nice looking breakout, and then the pullback to check. I mean that was the best entry. You know, would have been buying it down here. I wasn't looking at it there, but you see that gap over the base on the hourly and then the pullback right into demand. That's a great entry. So I'm just trying the pullbacks now, giving them a little extra room. But right there, that's kind of a miss for me because that's the play I really like. On something like this anyway, on an hourly breakout like that. Along the IWM from Farman. Yeah, looks good. That's another fall to demand after a nice gap up. Yeah, there were a few things, Ivan, but to me they were far and few between. RM had a great Facebook mention down here. I did Snap instead on the pullback right here at 2232, but waiting for a bigger payoff here that may or may not ever happen. It already hit a scalp target at high day. And then spot still looks higher. I'm a little skeptical because it's the third day now. Like, who's left to really buy this after yesterday and the gap up? It gets to a point where, if you haven't bought it yet, why not if you wanted it? I guess Snap has a little bit of that too, but this is still a much newer breakout. I like JBL. JBL is earnings. It gapped over the 200 MA and then it came down and held it. And now it's attempting to go back into an uptrend and pop over the VWAP. Now the only difference here is high a day would have to be a target on JBL or close to 17. Well, 3570 would be the second target. So 1745 and 70. So I'm going to try a continuation play on JBL 19 by 78, let's say, give it a few bars back. 55 would be better, but then hurts the risk reward. Double bottom at 78. Yeah, I'm going to use 75. So 19 by 75. And I'm going to try a JBL long. That's a call. Front target high a day. And Snap is struggling, but I'm going to keep it in for now. Like to see how it handles the VWAP. Too bad too. It got the high a day, so it made the scalp target. But as soon as it pivots, that's the trail stop. And SPY is weak. Qs are strong, but no new high yet. AMC's the other possible long. It's a lot like JBL. So could do that instead. They're very similar plays. Both earnings gaps, both gapped up, both pulled back, held in front of support, and now trying to go back into an uptrend. And NIU ran out of gas finally at 19.99, not a penny under 20. So it's okay to short something too, but I I honestly haven't seen a good short today. Well, other than AMC for that moment, which, well, wouldn't necessarily work. It did come down, but not quite to a target, and then holding the VWAP though. CL. Oh yeah. Yeah, CL's strong. Pullbacks on that are fine. Okay, JBL triggered. Yeah, pen looks good long. You're talking long, right, Ivan? Pick a money launderer. Yeah, they all faded. All right, jovial trigger kicking back a little, but gonna stick with it. Market getting red though. Yeah, I think you're right, Rizvan. I just got in, but and can't really do anything about snap. And got a decent trigger on the JBL, so I'm gonna have to wait it out. ZI's a short. It's not bad. Yeah, I see the SPY. Q's too, gonna check low a day now. All right, I'm just gonna sit right here. I'm gonna walk off for a little bit. Um, Stops about 75 on JBL. You could give it 55, but it should also push up if it's going to. So I don't really want to give it much more room. And snap, as soon as there's a higher high bar, as soon as this a 5 minute bar high is broken, then I've got a trail stop. Hopefully above the VWAP. All right, I'll be back in a bit. Um, yeah, Snap actually doing another buy setup here. All right, I'm just hanging on. See you in a little bit. Be about 20 minutes. Thanks all. Hey, it's Rob. JBL stopped. Too bad it triggered. It, well, I'm not going to do it here, but it is holding the low a day. Hey, RM, thanks for the note. Yeah, I've been getting a few compliments on the system. I like it too. I also like I don't have to turn it on and off every day. It just runs. Can check back and look at anything. All right, Snap, like I say, I'm gonna hold for did I say I'm not sure where I'm holding Snap to? I think Evan found a weekly pivot somewhere. Yeah, 2350 would be a very nice target for Snap. Now, I may get some out before that, but 20 for me anyway, 2350 is the nice target if doing it. I don't think I posted this one, unfortunately, but did it in real time. And market acting like an option expiration day. And Q's right to the low a day, twice now. Slight lower lows though. And SPY's gone through the low a day, but like I say, I wouldn't be surprised to see it go through the high a day too. So all we can do is really play the range, and it's a sloppy range. Here's Roku on a 15-minute buy. And I'm not convinced I want to take another long, but it's not a bad place to do it. And Roku's a good looking play here. Let me just scan real quick. This has been a hard week for me. Missed a couple of nice plays or messed them up, and then it's been like, small profit days on Monday, Wednesday, and small loss days on Tuesday, Thursday. Kind of a lost week. Okay, Roku I like. NIU I sort of like. It's either way, too. It could be lower under 80 or higher over 1877. 1780 would be the breakdown. MPC might be higher. BILI, it's just getting late in the morning to buy breakouts. And, Baidu a really sloppy buy setup, but it's there. Roku's better, I think. All right, so I don't see any shorts, well, other than possibly NIU through 1780, but BLI long or Roku long. Check a couple other things here. This net making well, it's way up on the daily. 15 looks good though. Right, right there. Pull back, demand, 20 MA. Not the only other thing I see here. All right. Anybody got anything? It's uh, it's a sideways to lower market. Am I locked up? Okay. SPY downtrending. You know, and Q's trying to go into a downtrend. If we break a new low, they'll be in the downtrend as well. So weakness at the moment. And Snap got through the high and all right, so I'm giving this about 22.25, 22.29 on a trail now. Took the one stop on the JBL. BBGI. Yeah, cross through, rechecking. Pretty bullish daily, but wild. Beasley Broadcast Group. I changed my name to Robert, so if you're using the voice thing, it should be easier. D-Dog. Yeah, it's up there too. Facing at the high while the market falls to the low. No trigger on Roku. Still looks good if it does. Now the BLI and the D-Dog both look pretty good on breakouts. And there's NIU just broke through 1780, so just triggered a short. This WBI is working as a short, taking a long time, but if you got it where Ivan mentioned it, right at the highs, it is falling. And spot also basing up at the highs. Hmm, pretty nice instant gratification on the NIU. All right, I'm think I'm just gonna stick with Snap, give it the VWAP as the trail, and not getting any trouble. I am pretty confident that next week we will break higher or lower, most likely higher, but these little bases, can often go a week, 10 days. But I honestly doubt that it happens today on a Friday with expiring options. Could, but yeah, JBL right on the lows was the place to get in that. It just didn't hold the base. Not surprising. Still like it higher, but I'm not gonna go back in. Could do D-Dog over 47, BLI over 45.88, Roku over 130.33, and the NIU might get another sell set up. But I think I'm gonna start thinking about lunch. I'm gonna stop back in the afternoon just to see if there's something perfect, because I would like a play. I don't want to force anything. I don't want to, try extra hard to find anything. But I'm gonna take a look at 1:30, 2 o'clock, just see if there's anything sitting there. Spot now could be lower, but this is a dangerous short. It just broke down on a base. No, it hasn't. 236.91. It's $1 away. But it's now worked its way through the 20 MA. To me, though, they're dangerous, but they work sometimes. And NIU is a little easier because it was pretty novice on the daily. Like this was a short call from the open, but it had to go higher first. I didn't know it had to do that, but I stayed away from it, and it just triggered a short a little while ago. Could easily retrace to 16, and it's possible it could retrace to 1450, but 16 is a pretty workable target. All right, sticking with Snap. That's another breakout waiting to happen. And it may or may not save my day or make a day. Yeah, lunch is the thing to do, I think. All right, I will check back 1:30 or so, but otherwise it's just the morning. All right, any questions on the morning? All right, I'll check in later. Thanks everybody. I'm gonna turn the screen share off. The room sound is still on if anybody wants to use it, and see you later.